Farmers Insurance Group pulling out of Florida. It is the fourth insurance provider to leave the state over the past year. The chief financial officer of the state of Florida is Jimmy Patronis, and he joins me now. Jimmy, why is Farmers leaving? The company says Floridians are just highly litigious, and that's what's driving them out. What say you?
That is such a horrible excuse. Look, Farmers has become the Bud Light of the insurance industry. They've been subscribing to the United Nations proclamations and edicts that they've been pushing out. Florida just had the most transformational special session dealing with litigation reform. Matter of fact, we've seen a 40% drop in litigation this year alone, simply because of the reforms passed in December. They made poor decisions at the C-suite, and they're making excuses to try to get out of it, cover their tail.
But what's going on if there are 4 or 5 insurance companies leaving the state in the past year? What's the basic problem?
The biggest problem you've got is Bidenomics. When you've got inflation just under this administration up 16%, everything's costing more. A roof is costing 16% more. You think of all the materials that go back and replace and building a house. So the insurance claims are costing more. Then you throw higher interest rates on top of that. Access to capital is struggling. So these carriers don't have as much on their balance sheet in order to expand their risk. And they look at Florida as probably a state that they want to pivot from. But we've got 400,000 people this past year that moved to the state. There is a lot of business opportunities in the state. And again, some do better at jobs at managing their finances than others.
How will you hold them accountable?
Well, look, I think we have a number of tools in the toolbox. We'll start to review what type of complaints have been on farmers. And if their market conduct has shown that they have not performed according to Florida statutes, we've got fines and we can go after them. But look, I think anybody's can be a prodigal son. From time to time, if farmers wanted to change their tune and come back, look, I'll take them back into the state of Florida. I want a competitive market, but I think they have really poorly handled this. Their communications with our office in the state of Florida has been atrocious, and this is why they're getting the attention and the berating they're getting now. They kind of deserve it.
Next one, sir. The Wall Street Journal has a report showing that Disney's theme park attendance in Florida has dipped. However, the CEO, Bob Iger, denies these claims. What do you say to that?
You know, look, I think Disney doesn't have a Florida problem. It doesn't have a Ron DeSantis problem. It's got a Disney problem. And Disney has had an incredible run in the state of Florida over 50 years, a financial partner. But at times, leadership makes decisions that have poor consequences. Again, I think Disney needs to go reevaluate their leadership. They need to go back and look at, they only can fight so many fights at one time. And right now, between the strike, between their numbers in Florida, between some of the woke agendas that they pushed out, it's obvious it's having an effect on their consumer support.
One last one. I noticed that Florida has a significantly higher inflation rate than many other states in the nation. Is that Bidenomics?
I do believe so. Look, when you've got 400,000 new people in the state of Florida, the supply chains are getting stressed out. So again, you go and you throw the higher interest rate. If you throw it, there's a challenge for labor right now in the state of Florida, but everybody's having it. But you know what? At least, I know who's not having problems with it, New York, because people are fleeing. They've got other problems. But as people leave the New Yorks, the Illinois, the New Jersey, the Californias from those train wreck financial states, they're coming to Florida, and they're coming here because of our best fiscal health in the history of the state of Florida.
Tell me about it, sir. I live in New Jersey. Jimmy Patronis, Florida's chief financial officer. Thanks very much for joining us, Jimmy. We appreciate it.
Take care.
We really do. Thanks a lot, sir.